Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new Blood Bowl match. This time we have humans against orcs. So I will play with my Blood Bowl Club Barquino, the ones that are playing like Football Club Barcelona, the Barça. So this is my Blood Bowl Club Barquino team. It's composed by one ogre, two blitzers, two catchers, two throwers, 6 linemen, and 2 rerolls. It's basically the miniatures that come in the Blood Bowl box plus the ogre. And the orcs have 1 troll, 2 black orcs, 2 blitzers, 2 throwers, 4 goblins, and then they have 3 rerolls and 5 in the fun factor. So they went for only 11 players. I think my opponent thought that he only can have 11 players on the team. I told him that it's better to have more in reserve, but at this time he just played with 11 players and 4 of them are goblins. So let's see how this works. So we did the kickoff, we roll, and it was good weather for playing Blood Bowl, and the orcs decide to receive on the first part. So we will start with the orcs receiving, and here is a little bit the configuration. So I deploy first, I keep my 2 catchers in reserve, so I went for the defensive team. So I put the linemen, I put the throwers, and I put the blitzers there, and of course the ogre, and I keep the 2 catchers on the out of the pitch for the moment. My opponent deploy, as you can see, leaving a lot of space in the backyard. I have with humans against orcs, you have the advantage of movement, but you are a little bit more fragile. Here we have a close-up. He's going very strong on the middle. As you can see, I like to place my ogre, when I'm receiving, I like to place my ogre on the second time so I can move him where it's needed. I don't fancy to have the ogre against the troll. I don't think it's beneficial. I prefer to sacrifice the linemen or 1 or 2 linemen against the troll and have my ogre free to do other stuff. Here's another overview, and then on the sides I put the blitzers. They are the most mobile I have now on the field. As I say, the catchers that are the fastest, I keep them out because they only have strength 2, armor 7, so they are not very good defending, and I prefer to keep them out at this moment. I keep my 2 receivers at the backyard, and they will be the last interceptors in case any of these goblins are crossing my line. Remember, the goblins can do dodge, and they are not penalized by the tackle zones. And here we have the first movements on the orc team. So he catch the ball with one of his throwers, and he throw the ball on the blitzer, and at the end he fell to catch the ball by the blitzer, but he just wanted to move ahead, trying to break my formation on my right side. This is a view from the top. So you see that he's playing very aggressively. He moved all his team ahead and tried to break my line. He does not left any orc at the backyard in case I'm breaking his line. So he's just going to punch my face and try to go with the blitzer to score the point. And he punched hard. So in the first turn, the troll sent one of my linemen out of the match. So he is the first casualty in my team. I'm lucky that I still have some reserve, but I am starting having 1 player less than the orcs on the field. And then it was my turn. I move my lines ahead. I still keep a couple of guys at the backyard, not in contact, but I really went to add bodies around the ball and avoid that he can progress easily on that point. So the ball just I did not went to catch it. I just went to get positions, at as many tackle zones as I can around the ball, and avoid that he can catch the ball easily. I also played my 2 cards at this moment, and my opponent played 1 card. So he had 1 player that is pro, but at the same time I curse this player, so this player cannot do any reroll, so he's losing his ability. And although he cannot even use the reroll from team, he is a player that is cursed and cannot do any reroll. And the side square, so if I'm blocking or on the side squares, I'm counting as having support, so representing the fans are helping me on the sides of the field. So as you can see, I just move forward, we start having a big melee there in the middle, and here is from the top. The ball is just there in the middle of my players. It bounces a couple of times. I did not attempt to catch it, so I let it bounce. I didn't want to lose the turn. I just wanted to get positions and be around the ball, so make it also difficult for him to pick the ball. The ogre is not in contact with any opponent meter, I think. He's just there to see what's happening and go and support where is needed. Here we have a close-up. You see the ogre is in the second line. I also keep in the second line the throwers. I just start moving the throwers next to the ball, so they can catch the ball and try to make a pass if it's needed. And with that we go into the turn 2. And yeah, his blitzer start running behind my lines. I think he's trying to make a pass to this blitzer that is there, and I will see how I react. So this blitzer now is in the red zone. If he's catching the ball, he can score. So I have to be careful there. So now it's time for me to try to catch the ball. As you can see, the ball has not been catch. It's still the ball is still kicking the ass of my lineman. I don't care. I did not lose any other guy, but of course he's much stronger than me on blocking. He has 2 Orcs with the strength 4 and the 12. But so far I feel well. I'm well positioned. I around the ball, and he tried to catch the ball, but he was needing 6s due to how many tackle zones was around the ball. The ball just bounced. As you can see, is there, and the goblin did not manage to catch the ball. So we just changed turn. Here we have another overview. So the ball is just behind this this orc that is there. This is one of the blitzers of the orcs, and you can see that there is also one goblin that tried to break my line, as well as the other blitzer. Another overview before I move. So with that, it come my turn, and I start moving around the ball. Then in my turn, I move my players surrounding the ball. I put them like that, so make very difficult for my opponent to pick this ball. I try to protect this. He's moving some of his players try to make a touchdown, so I want to avoid he can catch the ball. If he cannot catch the ball, he cannot do the touchdown. So this way I move them like that, and then in the next turn I will try to pick up the ball. I did not try now because there were some tackle zones, and I want to avoid that it's bouncing out of this square, so I prefer to protect the ball and wait for the next turn to pick up the ball. So here I finalize my turn 3, and then we go to the turn 4 of the orcs, and he activate a mine. So he played the card that one of my players has a step on top of a mine. All my players blow away, and yeah, I was lucky enough that a couple of players were still standing up and defending the ball. So not, I think one was stunned. A couple of players were just going to the ground, including my ogre. But so far, I still defending the ball. So no, we have to be careful. If he's catching the ball and making a good pass, he can score a point. So this is the situation before he's moving. You see a lot of my guys on the ground, and now he has a lot of free movement. and yeah, it is how the ball is looking like. No, so I still have 3 guys standing up, 1 blitzer and 2 linemen are still around the ball, so it's still, they need still 6 or start pushing my guys away from this ball. So let's see what they do. So yeah, he tried to catch the ball, so he moved a goblin in that area. Remember, the goblins are not penalized when dodging by the opponent tackle zones, so his play was try to put the goblin there and try to throw the ball to one of the blitzers that you see that are at the I ran into my touch zone area. When he moved the goblin in, the goblin arrived, but he failed to pick up the ball. The ball bounces several times. I also tried to catch it, it bounces, and it ended up where you see next to my players on the other side. So he lost the turn when he tried to catch the ball. And yeah, and then we did the changeover. This is the situation now. I have some players that have a lot of players on the ground, but they will be able, most of them will be able to stand up again. But I have to be careful here, because if I make a mistake, he can score very easily. His blitzers are ready there to catch the ball and go to my touchdown zone. So what I did in my turn is I moved my blitzer very fast to where you see there. I move as much as I can. And then I surround the ball with my guys, again, reposition them, and then the thrower that was not stunned pick the ball and try to make the pass. It was a long pass, so it's the third one, the one that had +1 difficulty, so I need 5s. Rolling, I failed, and the ball just fall down next to the blitzer. So at least I throw the ball away. It's not going now too easy for him to score. The ball is next to my blitzer, so this is still a tackle zone, and there are not too many Orcs that can arrive there easily. Or they need to dodge, or they will need to do a blitzer action. So yeah, I just tried to score. I was trying to send the ball and see if I can score. I missed the pass, but I think now I'm in a better position. So you can see, this is still on the other side of the field. There is still Orcs fighting with my linemen, and there is a lot of hitting and blocking, but so far not more guys wounded, if I don't remember bad. So yeah, let's see what they do in his turn 4. Here we see, this is the part where we have a little bit of melee. The ogre was there because was defending in case I failing to catch the ball, and then yeah, there we have, and then we have the other thrower that was stunned before, so he just turned up. Here we see the distance of the pass, so the failed pass. So let's move to the next turn. Here we were now moving to turn 4. If I'm not, I miscount a little bit the turns. So here in what happened is he just hit my guys. He moved the Orcs a little bit back, tried to support there in the middle, and then the goblin went there to catch the ball. He catch the ball and he passed the ball to one of his Orcs. So the goblin moved back, catch the ball, and make this short pass. I think this was a rapid pass. I think it was the one that is on 3+, so was quite easy. He had the rolls, but he passed all the rolls, and he managed to send the ball to, I think this was a thrower, so the thrower just received the ball out there. So he was now ready to do a pass in the next turn. This was his last action, so he was not able to move the ball farther from there. So and then we move to my turn. So here we see more detail where the ball is. The ball is on this thrower, and yeah, and the goblin that have catch the ball next to my blitzer and send it to there. But then I move all my linemen. I did an blitzing action. I hit the guy I make the guy to fall down. He missed the ball. I pick the ball with my thrower. I make this very short pass again, and I score a touchdown with the blitzer. So you see all my guys there. I just move them to support to guarantee that I hit him hard and I knock down him. So in order he's missing the ball, and then I did just this very short pass. I had to do it on force because I was in the tackle zone of the goblin. So the blitzer need force to pick the ball. He picked the ball. He did the dodging on 3+, and he finalized scoring the touchdown. So here we see touchdown of the blitzer, and we go humans 1, orcs 0. And we do a new kickoff. So this was how it was looking like. There was a big melee in the middle, a lot of fight, but at the end, yeah, I only lost one guy after all this time, and the orcs did not lose any guys so far. So we are now preparing for a kick-off, and the orcs will receive again. So here we see turn 5, I did the kickoff, and the ball finalized where you see there, next to that corner. Again, he deployed very aggressively, very to the front. I think it was a little bit of miss. You need to leave at least the goblins a little bit behind, so someone that can catch the ball and start and throwing it to the front. So he moved back with the goblin picked up the ball, he moved other 2 goblins, try to help, and he started smashing my lines again. So to be fair, in terms of blocking, he was stronger than me. He has 2 blitzers, and he has 2 black orcs, and he has the troll. I have basically linemen and the ogre, and then I try to keep my blitzers off of the confusion of the. I try to use more blitzers for the movement than trying to put them in the middle of the mess. As you can see, I had to put no one of my catchers because one of my linemen he injured one of my linemen. So this was after his movement. Okay, but so far he did not injure my guys neither. So then was my turn, and I start pushing hard to the front. I move one of my blitzers there to try to block the goblins, and I start really trying to hit back. The guy that is on the ground is because he was stunned, so the troll is really tough to deal with, so he was stunning a lot of time my guys, and I have to turn them up. But what I try to do here is to pin his orcs in order he cannot pass, and I will see if I can hit the goblin and take the ball from the goblin. So here we have another close-up. Yeah, a lot of blockage and fighting in the middle of the battlefield, or battlefield of the pitch. So now we are moving to turn 6. And yeah, the orcs, the goblin start to sneak, try to do a sneak movement through the side of the field, and try to see if he can sneak between the lines and score. So the goblins are quite sneaky. They are very fragile, but they are quite sneaky. Although they only have agility 3 with the dodge, and because they ignore the tackle zones when they are dodging, they can really cross the opponent lines between the holes. So he's trying to sneak the orc between my guys. You see there next to the side, and he's trying to pin the rest of my guys in order I cannot go there to block the goblin. So then was my movement, and I start bouncing my guys to the left. As I say, I always like to keep 2 or 3 guys at the backward, although this gives me disadvantage and I cannot be so strong in the blocking area. I prefer to keep 2 or 3 guys free of not being blocked, so I can then send as a reinforcement where I don't need it. And in that case, the catcher and the thrower, they just run to go there to try to block the goblin. And I put two guys next to the goblin. I try to blitz. I did a blitzer action on him, but I didn't manage to put him on to knock him down. So he's still having the ball. I try to block his movement, but remember the tackle zones are not counted, so he needs 1, 2, 3 dodging with the dodge rule, and he is going to be free to keep running towards the touchdown zone. So this was at the end of the turn 6, and we will go to the turn 7. So there is a big fight melee in the middle, and the goblin trying to cross the lines between my guys. So he will now try to see if he can keep dodging. Another close up. But although there is all this fight, I think at this moment he lost one of his throwers, but there is only 2 casualties at this moment on the battlefield. And here's what he did in turn 7. So this is turn 7, the 2 turn 7s together. So he started sneaking the goblin behind the lines, crossing there and trying to pin my guys with blocking. And then it went to my turn 7. As you can see, I move one of my blitzers just in the opponent's touchdown zone in case I'm lucky and I can catch the ball. And then I move 2 guys there, try to really smash the goblin down. And again, I failed. I only push him. I push him back enough so he will not be able to score in turn 8. It's a little bit too far. I think he's even with the go for it. He was 1 square too far and it was all thanks that I pushed him back a little bit. So he cannot score, he has not any guy there, and I don't think I will be able to score. This goblin is really holding hard the ball. Here we see another close-up, this goblin with the ball trying to dodge between my lines. It was not bad. So the goblins can be, thanks that they have dodge, normally there is one result that is not knocking them down. This is the one with the exclamation sign. So there can be sometimes a little bit headache. Of course, in the middle there was a lot of punching and blocking. And then, yeah, he tried he just in his movement, knowing that he will not be able to score a point, he just started blocking. I did the same, and we just fight a little bit more for turn 8. Not relevant, and the time was over, and we were ready for part 2. Here we have, at the end of the turn 1 of the part 1, humans have scored 1 point, so it's humans 1, orcs 0. And in terms of casualties, 1 for each side. So this means that the orcs will have 1 guy less. And we go to the part 2. We start with the kick off, and this time I'm receiving. So I decide to put my 2 catchers on the field. The catchers are on the sides, and the blitzers are also on the sides. And I keep the throwers at the backyard. Just there, they will be the ones catching the ball and trying to make the pass. So I will try to work with the speed and see if I can score a very fast second touchdown, and then start blocking the orcs from scoring. As you can see, I wanted to keep the throws quite at the back, and then the 2 catchers are on the sides. So we roll for the kickoff. He had another second roll, and we start the game. I think he's starting, I don't remember quite well. I think at the end I managed to wound 3 of his guys. While in it, although there is no one in the wounded pitch, there is one guy that I didn't move it because we played it another day. keep it on the cabinet, but I have one wounded guy. So the Orcs have not been lucky in the fighting. So yeah, we went to my first turn. I catch the ball with the, as you can see there, the arrows are showing where I did a very short pass, and then the catcher start running to the touchdown area. He's quite fast, and I think he got him a little bit by surprise. There is only one guy that can reach easily the catcher, and it's one of the goblins. I was expecting he will be able to resist the goblin, and maybe I will be able to score very fast. So as you can see, I just make a corridor for the catcher to run towards the touchdown area. Here, see, it is the catcher, and as you can see, I use the blitzer and the lineman to make a little bit of a way for the catcher to pass to. So I do the blitzing actions to make this way happen. And this is where we finalize at the end of my turn 1 on the second part. So here we have the overview. You see the catcher moving very fast towards the touchdown area, but there is still one goblin that I did not manage to pin, and is the only one that can really easily reach the catcher. So let's see what happens. And this is what happened. So he just ran with the goblin towards me, and he rolled the one that if you don't have block, all players fall down. He decided to use this he decided that this roll was good enough, but the unlucky thing is that his goblin was injured because the goblin also fell down. So he went so motivated that he broke his neck trying to put down my catcher. But my catcher was as well stunned, so my catcher will not be able to score the point because he's stunned on the pitch. Here we see the movement. So the goblin just moved there. He rolled the ones that both the attacker, the blocker, and the one receiving the block are falling down, are knocked down, and the goblin was injured on the process, and my guy was stunned. So it was really a very hard blockage from the goblin, very risky, and he went to the injured area. But he managed to stop me from scoring. And here we have the catcher. And now he's going to do another dirty game. He's going to duplicate the ball. So at that moment, at this point, the Orcs duplicate the ball. What that means is that you catch both balls. You can do touchdown with both balls. But once you do the first touchdown, you roll a dice. On 1, 2, 3, the touchdown is not scored, and you go back to the kickoff. And on 4, 5, and 6, you score the second goal. So this is making me 50-50 possibilities to score the goal at the touchdown. Because if I choose the wrong ball, I don't score. And here we see he has now 3 guys on the injured area. The 2 throwers are injured, and as well one of the goblins. But even with all these dirty tricks, my blitzer just ran to catch the ball. He catch the ball, he go for it 2 times, and score the touchdown. We check, and it was the real bottle what he catches. So I managed to score the second touchdown of the match. Sorry that I don't have pictures. We realized that we forgot, with the emotion of the moment, I forgot to make pictures of the touchdown. Here we see the score, the second touchdown, and now we go 2-0 in favor of the humans. So we go for another kickoff. Now the Orcs have deployed deeper, focusing a lot on the middle area, and the ball just deviated out of the pitch and was taken by one of the Orcs. And then we start again hitting and kicking, and he just started again the melee in the middle. He's trying to break my right flank and see if the blitzer can go through this part. But to be fair, there is still time to make 2 scores, 2 touchdowns with the Orcs. It's not easy, especially because he's now at this moment he's outnumbered by the humans, so I have more flexibility and I can accumulate guys now to give support to the blockage. And yeah, he just get stuck there, and we went to movement to turn 3 for the so. And I started putting also bodies there. So now my objective is just to block and avoid that he can move easily. So I just start moving guys around there and try to block him as much as I can. So we start really a dirty fight there in the middle of the pitch. And we start, and this second time was much bloodier. So we start having injured guys from both sides. You will see that the numbers of guys start reducing quite dramatically by the end of the second time or the second part of the game. So this is all because there is a lot of moments that we fail or we pass the armor save. So the Orcs keep also pushing, we start hitting. A lot of times I was stunned, or some of the guys were stunned, so really a very dirty play there in the middle of the battlefield. As I explained, the second period was a little bit tougher, and I started losing. I lost also one of my throwers. So yeah, now I'm just the exact guys to play. And as you can see, my guys were eating more than once. So you see most of my line just knocked down to the grass. So all this during this moment was really a big fight there in the middle. For me, it was working as far as the ball is not moving and he is not managing to score. I'm okay to pin him there, and it is not a league, so far the casualties will not have more impact than that. Then in my turn, I stand up my guys and I go there. I also hit back, so it was really back and forth, hitting there in the middle, trying to block the guy with the ball, try to catch the ball. I think, yeah, but the ball was just behind the lines. He was trying to keep the guy with the ball safe, and I just trying to break. I was, yeah, at this moment I was still outnumbering the Orcs quite by a bit, so I had the advantage to be able to give some support on the blocking. And here we see all the guys, we are all there in the middle of the field just kicking asses and blocking out. And as I explained, the casualties start growing, so I lose another lineman and I have another guy that is knocked out, so I start having more and more casualties. The Orcs now are becoming stronger. They have 1 point more of armor and they have more strength than the humans, at least the Black Orcs and the Troll. So normally in a grinding match, the Orcs should be stronger. But yeah, the time was passing by and he was not moving ahead, so he was not able to score, but for what was good for me. And then here is when it opened the opportunity. I try to see if I can break his line and catch the ball and score. So you see here he's trying to. I'm trying to also to score on his turn. It was quite difficult to go for the ball and so on. Here is one thing, although there is this big melee in the middle, I like to keep one guy at the end, at the back, that is not pinned in the blockage in the middle, so I can use this guy to do a blitzing in case he's passing through with the ball. So it's not that difficult by chance to pass with the ball, to make a pass and then take the back of your opponent. So I like to keep at least one guy there that can go run and try to hit if someone is passing by. You can see also he's going the injured guys on the side of the Orcs. I think at this moment they had 4 guys injured. So as you can see from this picture, still a lot of heat in there in the middle. But what is important here is that the goblin at the bottom of the picture is trying to pass by with the ball. So he's there, and this is why I say it's good to keep some guys that are not pinning the combat, so you can use them to go to intercept the ball. So now that it's time for the thrower to push. I will push this goblin out of the pitch, and then let the fan hit the ass of this goblin. So even if I don't injure him, he will be out of the match until we do a kickoff. So here we say he's trying to sneak through the. I think it was a little bit of mistake. You should not put the guy just next to the line, because then I can kick him easily out of the field. So here we see the goblin try to cross the lines and try to go for the moment of glory, as he tried at the end of the part 1 of the game. So now I will need to use my thrower to intercept this guy. And what happened now was really fun and very blockable. So my guy arrived, did the blitzing action, pushed the goblin out of the field. The people throw the ball back to the pitch very softly, and we roll a 3 on double sixes. So on double d6 we roll just a 3, so the ball just fall next to the line, and then I use the go for it of my thrower to try to catch the ball, and I failed, and I break my neck. So my guy died trying to doing a go for it. So I roll a 1, I failed the armor, and then I roll a double 6 on the injury. So I lost one guy trying to go for it. So it's very blockable. So he did his moment of glory, pushing the goblin out, avoiding the touchdown from the Orcs, but on the other side he break his neck. So here we have this where he fall down and he was out, and it's time for the Orcs. But we are in turn 6 of the Orcs now. We will go to turn 6 for the Orcs, if I'm not wrong. And this is what I was explaining at the beginning. Look how many people there is. So you have to count there is 5 humans there. So I lost 5 guys so far on this. So I lost 1 on the first period and 4 guys on this second period. So this second period is becoming quite bloody. But also on the Orc side, I think he's also losing 4 or 5 guys as well. So we have, this is a moment that we had more people out of the pitch than in the pitch. And as I said, he then make a sneaky movement, and the Orc blitzer try to take the ball and start running towards the touchdown area, trying to score the point. So now, if I use the go for it, I still can intercept him. But as I said, you have to keep some people at the backyard. And here I was too confident, and he managed to cross the line. There is always this bouncing or this unpredictable behavior that makes you have the opportunity to go for a touchdown. So here we have, that was the movement that this blitzer did. And here we see how he's running towards the touchdown. But then I move 2 of my guys back, and I managed to knock down him again. So the ball is again on the grass. So you can see I move other guys, try to support and avoid that he can go there for the ball. So I'm trying to block as much as I can the Orcs from scoring at this moment. So I was not even in a position to be able to score. I was too far, but to be fair, I don't think they cannot score 2 goals. So the match is on the human side. But I want to see if I can avoid it. He's scoring at the touchdown, and he will try to make this his own touchdown. So here we see we're still kicking our asses there in the middle, and making. But you see that there is not too many miniatures now on the pitch. And then he did another nice movement. The other blitzer from the opposite side ran, and he made this long pass to the other blitzer. It was not an easy pass, but it went well, and he managed to send the ball now to the other side. So I need now to run to the other side and try to block now the other blitzer. So here we see this was at the end of the turn 7 for the Orcs. The other blitzer there trying to score in the last minute their own touchdown. And you can see we're still kicking and fighting in the middle of the pitch. But you see that there are not too many miniatures at the end of when we are arriving at the end of the match. Not too many miniatures on the field. And then I ran and I managed to also knock down this guy. So by doing that, I avoid that he can score the point. So I knock him down, and even if he's standing up, he will not able to reach the touchdown area because it's too far. And they don't have, the Orcs doesn't have enough movement to do that. So this was almost the last action. Now everything becomes irrelevant. And we finalize here. So the end was a victory for the humans. Very interesting, but very bloody second time. So the first time was normal. One casualty is quite a normal thing. But this second time, I think we had 5 casualties per team. So at the end was a result, humans 2 or 0. I also roll on what will happen to this team if I had been in a league. And in the next match, I would have lost 3 guys, 2 because of bad injuries, and 1 because he died. So one of my throwers died, really. So the one that tried to do the go for it, at the end he died just running. So most likely he had a heart attack because he did too much effort. But this is all. So humans 2, Orcs 0, very fun match. I'm looking forward to playing more Blood Bowl. Let me know if you like this Blood Bowl or not, and if you would like to see more. And for now, this is all. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you in later. Bye.